All right, Aussie expats or planning to be Aussie expats. If you are looking to move to Portugal, well, I'm here to help you navigate the process as best I can and give you some nice advice on, good places to live. So, we're looking at in this video the 10 best cities to live in Portugal. This is in 2024. I wonder if it's changed in 2025. Let's see what she has to say.
To Portugal, but can't find the right city. Don't worry, I got you. Here are 10 cities in Portugal to live in that are not Lisbon or Porto. Gizmo, can you come here? If you really want to live in Lisbon but don't want to spend a lot of money, the first city is for you, and that is Setúbal. Setúbal is conveniently located across the bridge after Almada, but it's actually super close to Lisbon. The city of Setúbal is a fairly big one with 120,000 people living in there. Setúbal is located on the coast and has several beaches to choose from, but also Setúbal is really close to the Troia Peninsula. You can literally take a boat and go to Troia for the weekend or just for a day. The cost of living in Setúbal is generally lower than in Lisbon, well, because Lisbon is the capital and everybody wants to live here, but Setúbal is a great option as well. Also, the closest airport would be Lisbon, and it's literally like 30, 40 minutes by car.
Okay, so the big key here is what do you want out of your Portugal experience? Are you wanting it to be Australian esque in the weather, or are you willing to sacrifice a little bit of the weather and perhaps the cost of living a little bit and live up further north? So this is down south. So Setúbal, not a bad choice. Um, do your research to see if it fits into your budget. It's on the coast, not far from Lisbon, and very good location.
Setúbal has many things to offer, including historical attractions, some markets, a beautiful waterfront, and much more. But if you're not into coastal life and beach kind of thing, but you still want to live next to Lisbon, Sintra. Sintra is just gorgeous. First of all, you have castles there, which are UNESCO World Heritage, but also you have a lot of greenery, some hills, mountains. You can go hiking, you can go for a walk, you can visit those castles. Sintra is just gorgeous, especially if you like rainy weather, if you like gloomy weather. Sintra is honestly a fairy tale. But don't think that Sintra is just the castles and the greenery. You also have access to different beaches. It's like super close. Sintra would be a little bit more expensive than Setúbal, for example, but definitely cheaper than Lisbon. Sintra gets a lot of tourists. However, you can still find affordable options there. If you
Okay, so the big key about when you move to Portugal, it is a heavily tourist populated country. By that I mean you get a lot of tourists all year, and especially in summer, you're going to get inundated with tourists. And if that is not what you want, you're looking for a bit more of a quieter type vibe to your living, you might really want to consider not looking at cities and towns that have a big attraction for tourists. So Sintra is very major. Setúbal, the first one she mentioned, probably a little bit better, won't get the tourist numbers that Sintra does. And obviously cost of living plays a major part, and I say all the time, definitely do your research, see if it fits within your budget.
looking into northern Portugal, maybe Porto, but again, it's super expensive for you. The next city would be perfect. And it is Braga. Braga is around 200,000 people, so it's a fairly big city if we're talking about Portugal. You have some beaches there as well, but bear in mind that it's north, so it's not going to be like super hot.
Okay, so you don't have any beaches in Braga. Braga is a inner Portugal city. So it's probably about a good 45, 50 minutes away from a beach. I mean, that's not a big deal. I mean, if you're coming from Australia, that's a suburb in pretty much any city, got to travel to the beach. I mean, it's not a big deal. So Portugal, only 600 kilometers long from top to bottom and about 250 kilometers wide. So any city in the middle is going to be smack bang within an hour of either border, basically, either water or the border for Spain. So, it's not a big deal. Braga is quite a nice place to live, and like anywhere, just research your apartments and housing, see what you can find. I guess too is I don't Braga isn't as heavily seen. Yeah, see if any big tourist attractions are near you. That whether that influences your decision or not.
Like this summer, for example, when in Lisbon it was like 30 something, up north would be like 25, maybe 27, something like that.
Okay, so weather in northern Portugal is a bit cooler, although inner country areas of Portugal are going to be a lot hotter because they're protected by mountains and they won't get the sea breeze coming off the Atlantic. If you're on the coast, obviously you're not going to get the huge high temperatures.
I mean, it's still hot, but it's not like 35 like in Lisbon. Again, you have many things to do near Braga. Braga is known for its historic architecture, including the infamous sanctuary. Braga has definitely a youthful vibe due to knowledge of students in the city, and also it has a reasonable cost of living compared to big city. Another option near Porto would be Guimarães. Guimarães is around 160,000 people. Again, super affordable, super beautiful. However, if you want to be close to beaches, Guimarães is not a place to be because it is inland and you will need to drive to get to the beaches. However, the city is really beautiful. The architecture is stunning. You have many cool things to explore, such as the Guimarães Castle or the Palace of the Duke of Braganza or even Largo da Oliveira.
Okay, so let's look at where Guimarães is. That she said. Okay, so Guimarães is just south of Braga. I mean, so it's not that far. I mean, like Braga, see, you can see what I was saying before. You head to the beaches, so not too bad.
Closest airport would be Porto, same as for Braga, because those cities are literally super close to Porto. But if you want to live south, you want to plus 40 Celsius, like hot weather, warm ocean, kind of compared to the rest of Portugal, Faro. Faro is the place to be. Cities in the south are smaller compared to Lisbon, compared to Porto. Faro is just 118,000 people living there. However, it's still a big city to live in. And if you move into Portugal because of the beaches, Faro. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're Australian and you're wanting an Australian type lifestyle in Europe with access to Europe, I mean, this is going to be where you will probably want to look. Just be aware that this is a heavy tourist district, and in summer you're going to get swamped. Your quiet beaches are going to get very, very busy.
Like there are beaches everywhere, literally. There is a Faro airport located conveniently in the city. When we were there, like literally this spring, we would see planes come in and leave in. Like it's literally in the city. It also can be a concern if you want to live in a quiet neighborhood, quiet space, then maybe Faro is not for you. Because, for example, I live in Lisbon and I can hear every single plane. Some people, they're like, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Like, I can't hear them. It's been 2 years, I can still hear all the noise. So, if you're sensitive to noise, maybe major cities like Porto, Lisbon, Faro are not for you because the connection crazy. Southern cities have a more relaxed vibe, obviously, because there is ocean, there is beach. I mean, it's going to be definitely slower than living in major cities, central or northern Portugal. Another option we have is Portimao, and Portimao is just a lovely tiny city in the south of Portugal. It is just 55,000 people, but I mean, if you're looking for that quiet beach life, Portimao is amazing.
Okay,
Again,
so like Australia, if that's what you're looking for, quiet beachside living, we have a lot of these quiet coastal towns as well. So good for fishing, swimming, nice weather, can't go wrong.
but be careful because those are tourist destinations, I would say, And during the summer, like if you move in during the summer, the prices can be really high. If you're not interested in traveling from Portugal, you don't care about the airport, here are two more options for you. First of all, we have beautiful city of Evora. It is also a small city with 56,000 people living in there, but it's really cool. It has all this medieval architecture. If you're into that stuff, Evora, amazing. Since Evora is inland, you will need to drive to the beach. And for Evora, Lisbon would be the closest airport, which is, I don't remember, which is 1 hour and 30 minutes away.
Okay, so if you're like, these places aren't too bad for different sort of living. Yeah, you're really going to have to do your research to see what you want. A lot of these towns are accessible by public transport as well. So if you want to go into Lisbon for the day, you don't have to drive. You'll be able to catch a bus, or I think it's on the train network as well. So you'll be able to go into the inner city of Lisbon easy enough. And if that's what you want, quiet living, well worth exploring your options.
With tolls. Without tolls, it's 2 hours. So if you don't care about airports, you're okay with driving 2 hours to like fly somewhere. Evora is a charming small city, and if you're into all this medieval old stuff, you'll definitely love it. And another cool city is Coimbra. Coimbra is a bigger city with 140,000 people living in there. Coimbra is known for its university. It's a really popular destination for students. Again, it's located inland, so if you want to be by the beach, Coimbra is not the place to be. Coimbra has definitely a historic and academic atmosphere due to the amount of students studying at the University of Coimbra. It also has those old medieval architecture. It's really pretty, even if you choose not to live in.
The great thing about Portuguese places, towns like this, is they have a slow lifestyle and it's relaxing. So if you want to escape the hustle and bustle of regular city life in any of Australia's major cities, going to places like Coimbra, I mean, you've got thousands of years of European architecture and medieval castles and stuff to look at. So, and I mean, the coffee and wine culture in these places is it's astonishing. Good food. I mean, if this is the sort of lifestyle you want, you can't go wrong. So, but you have to do your research. Research is the key, and to understanding exactly what Portugal is going to be suitable for you. And if you're used to being in a big city, well, I mean, unfortunately, then you really only got the choice of Porto and Lisbon, and their their prices are sky high. So, like I said, do research.
Coimbra, just go there for a day. It's beautiful. And if you are not into continent life and you want to live somewhere far away from people, first of all, Azores, Ponta Delgada, Furnas, like anywhere. The island of San Miguel is just gorgeous. Honestly, I've said that many times that I'm super hard to impress, but the Azores, I'm still impressed. Ponta Delgada is the largest city in the Azores, and it has the population of around 70,000 people. There are plenty of things to do near Ponta Delgada. I think if you plan to live on the island of San Miguel, you have to get a car because when we were visiting, like I cannot imagine being there without a car.
Okay, so she is talking about Madeira and the Azores, which are the islands, Portuguese colonies, and they're in the Atlantic, not far from the coast of Africa. So I'm not sure how long the flight is. I've never been there, but a lot of tour companies now are taking their customers through those islands, and they're booming as far as tourism goes, whereas they used to be a bit harder to get to. And now you've got airlines even flying direct there, and from the US, I mean, as well, and I think other parts of Europe. So it's not just straight from Lisbon in there. So be prepared for tourists. Tourists are a bit, from Australia, we probably get a little bit frustrated with tourists. So you're going to have to be prepared that that's what you're going to have to put up with in a lot of these places.
Because if you want to go to the beach, you need a car. If you want to go see some things like, I don't know, the lakes, volcanoes kind of thing, hiking, you need a car. The city is really cute, really old. You have the airport located in the city.
Another thing too, because it's a limited population base, you're probably going to find cars are expensive there, and you're probably going to have to organize if you want a cheaper car. And yeah, Portugal is expensive for cars in general. And I know a lot of people, Portuguese people, will buy their cars outside of Portugal in other parts of Europe and get them transported into Portugal. So just be prepared that perhaps if you're going to purchase a car, it's going to be expensive.
But also, you have a lot of restaurants and cafes. The produce there is just amazing. It's like the freshest. Every single food that we've tried was just amazing, especially if you go to Furnas and you've tried the caldeiras. It's the meat, the food they make in those, I don't even know, wells under the ground. I mean, honestly, write this down. If you ever in Azores, try the caldeiras. It's just phenomenal. And another interesting destination for people choosing not to live on the mainland is Funchal in Madeira. Funchal is around 110,000 people living there, so it's not like a tiny city. It's a fairly big one for Portugal. Madeira is known for the coastline and for the natural pools. You will not find traditional sandy beaches over there because it's an island. It's not like you go to, I don't know, Costa de Caparica here in Lisbon and it's like sand and ocean. No, those are like natural beaches similar to Azores. You'll find like black sand and rocks and like those naturally formed pools. Just amazing. Living in Madeira. This is it for today. If you're moving to Portugal,
there you go. Another one that she left off the list was my hometown, Viana do Castelo. We're an hour north of Portugal, and no, I'm not paid to promote it. Should do. Maybe I should ask. Just kidding. Look, Viana do Castelo, an hour north, so not far from Porto International Airport. And you're only in an hour and a half drive to Vigo in northern Spain, and accessing all those beautiful towns along the northern Spanish Atlantic coast as well. And prices for apartments along here are quite exceptional, good prices, and it's a very picturesque town. And there's a fair bit to do up north as well. So anyway, just a very quick video. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Hope this has given you somewhat of some relevant information. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Leave your likes, subscribe. Have a great day.